Hey everyone, Primaris here with another status report. So this is fourth time. I thought my third time was gonna be a charm, but it's been pretty hectic trying to make videos. My kids are all still on their school break from the Christmas and New Year holidays. So they're still running around, and my first video got interrupted. First was my son; it wasn't too bad, and then my daughter, my oldest, came in, and it was just too hectic. I was like, okay, I got to remake it. Second one got interrupted. Third one, through all the mix match and I don't know everything going on, I forgot to turn the microphone on. So, fourth time's the charm this time. So basically, this can kind of gonna just be a quick, like I said, status report like they normally are of what's going on, what I got going, kind of what's been going on in the month of December, and then kind of a wrap up of the end of the year and things I've got planned. So first thing you probably notice is that the background is a bit different than it's been in the last few videos. That I finally have gotten moved up into my new location, new home, everything kind of getting settled in. It's not 100% complete yet. I plan on getting like you've probably seen like they have these really cool like glass display cases that'll go like right here in this space behind me. It'll fit perfect. IKEA has them. I'm sure there's other similar places, but the one I'm looking at is from IKEA specifically, just to put some models that kind of are finished in my showcase models. And once I kind of get that and get things a little bit more organized in here, I will definitely kind of do like I guess like a little tour video of my workspace, and then you kind of see how I have everything set up and how it looks. It's a tighter space than normal, but I have a kind of a bigger home. I have a garage where I put kind of most of my terrain and needs built and kind of I don't know backlog kind of stuff I guess for now. And then this is just like my immediate workspace where I can do videos, build, like obviously build, paint, and that kind of stuff. But like more of my like immediate projects or commission work that I'm working on for people. Um, so what else we got going on? So I'm definitely gonna go over my last year's New Year's resolution hobbies, and see what resolutions was I able to keep from last year, and then expand and go on from that into this next year. I do know that quite a few of them I was not able to keep, as I don't have a crystal ball, and life just got crazy busy, crazy hectic, and going forward, I don't really see that changing too much, so much as where right now it's definitely, I would say, 90% looking like I'm not going to make it to Nova this year, which is unfortunate. I still hope to plan, or still plan to hope, or hope to plan, however you, to at least sponsor a team for the team tournament part, and kind of just, sponsor my team that way and kind of get the Paint Marine name out there, and go from there. Another thing I had was I was hoping to get at least like 500 subs on the YouTube channel. I think I'm at like 376, which is not bad. Definitely didn't hit my goal of 500. My ultimate goal would be at least 1,000 plus, so then I can monetize and do all that kind of stuff. Because, as of right now, all this stuff is just completely um, like a hobby on top of a hobby. Making videos, making content, sharing my work. Um, it's just another way to like share with the community, and like I said, it's like a hobby on a hobby, and it brings no income, and almost kind of costs more than if I just did the hobby, which is what it is. And again too is like I don't have the time to take on a lot of volume of commission work like I would maybe like to, um, so I take it sporadically and just case by case scenario, like what the project is, how big it is, how detailed, how in depth, how quickly or they want it, or how quickly it needs to get done, and that kind of stuff. And like I said, like lately, my schedule's been so jam packed that I haven't been able to really to do that or focus on taking more commission work. So I just recently completed one brass or greater brass scorpion, which was a really cool model to work on once it was all said and done. Um, so anyway, um, and then I had also mentioned I had kind of taken a step back from 40K in general, just because with like all these psychic awakening books and all these new rules and formations, and there's just so much stuff coming out at such a cyclic rate, I can't keep up rule wise and even model wise. To point, I haven't even got the new impulsor yet. I haven't got the incursors yet. And then like anybody, I have so much backlog with my painting on my personal army anyway. Um, And then, hitting some like financial and emergency speed bumps type of thing, like medical emergencies with family and stuff. And so um, I had long ago had to sell off my salamanders because of a similar situation, and I recently had to sell my cacardons. I still have a few models. And there's definitely a few models in that army that I'm keeping that are kind of like my personal showcase favorites, which I try to do. Um, there were so many models with my salamanders that I loved, but I ended up keeping the Contemptor Dreadnought. Just kind of, a little memento of those armies, and there's definitely a few in my Cacardon's army that I've held on to. But yeah, that was a hard one to let go for sure. And again, just consolidating down. I've got more models I'm going to be selling and terrain and stuff. Just again, kind of living more of that minimalist lifestyle as much as you can as a hobbyist and a tabletop gamer. You definitely can get overflown or like buried underneath of all the projects either not done or completed or just models, and it just gets to be a lot. So I've got a lot of house cleaning to do still, as far as getting rid of, like, I have a bunch of towel stuff. Like, I love painting a towel, and there's some fun, and I'm definitely keeping um, a few choice models and pieces from that. But I also, like I said, I'm starting to sell those as well. um, and then Killteam was another big thing that I kind of got out of, but then I played in Nova, and I did a tournament where I was before, a local tournament, and I really enjoyed it, and it really kind of brought it back for me. Um, and so I started getting kind of more back into Kill Team, and then I realized I have like a bunch of Kill Teams and stuff from Shadow War or Armageddon before, like little teams that I kind of collected and I've been holding on to, but at the same time I should probably just get rid of them and just focus on one. I've been really enjoying the Militarum Tempestus, or the Astra Militarum I should say, because that's mostly what they are, with a lot of Tempestus support in there. Anyway, it's been really fun with Kill Team, but I haven't played actually since I got back from Nova. But I had kind of Kill Team had kind of died for me, and then kind of rejuvenated there. But like I said, in general though, I've kind of stepped away from 40K. There is a tournament that I'm looking at potentially trying to go to on the 11th. Don't know if I'll be able to swing it or not. But other than that, I don't really have any plans of really playing or anything. Really, that's just to get back to. It's in an area where I had lived, shoot, I don't even know how many years now. It's been 7 years ago. And I would like to go back and just visit, get back with some of my friends in the community there. So that's why I'm interested in that one. But this actual Saturday, I'm doing my first Star Wars Legion tournament. And I've currently only played 2 games. But I have a pretty good grasp of it, I think, of now. And plus, I played X-Wing before when X-Wing had first came out, and there's a lot of similar mechanics with it as far as like how tokens work and how you do different things there. Um, and uh, Plus, when the Clone Wars set came out, I was like, I love the clones. I gotta get those. Um, so much so, it's funny though, because I'm doing clones, but I kind of went the other route with it, where I want to do Galactic Marines, which is a legion of I think it's the 121st or the 21st, I'm not sure. One of the two Nova Corps, led by Kiramundi, who then they later like reorganized into the Galactic Marines, or yeah, pretty much they were Nova Corps in the beginning, and they at some point they transitioned to Galactic Marines or somehow. But basically, the Galactic Marines kind of look like they have snowtrooper armor on. For the most part, they do. The chest plate and the face is kind of the same. The helmet's a little bit different. It doesn't have like this little brim piece. And then they have like actual like armor that goes down their whole arm, versus like I think the snowtroopers are mostly like cloth with just like some armor in the forearm area. So I ended up getting a bunch of snowtrooper models for Legion and taking the arms from the clone troopers, putting them on there, so that at the same time they're also accurately depicting the correct weapons. I know there seems to be a lot of iffiness about conversions and stuff in Legion, because I guess line of sight is much more of a bigger deal. I guess, apparently, somehow, more than in 40K, I guess. I'm not really tracking how it's more of a big deal, but it's a little bit frustrating, because it's definitely more of, it's legit just a game. And so it's kind of like the different aspect, like whereas Games Workshop says that they're not they're a model company and not a game company. And it definitely seems to separate with Fantasy Flight. They're a game company, not a model company. To point, like tournaments and stuff, you don't even have your army painted. You can just fully paint or play with just gray army, which obviously kind of hurts the immersion and the coolness looking factor of it. But it is interesting to note that, and to the point where like conversions, like there's a whole rule set on like what's okay, what's not okay, but at the same time, part of it too is, like I said, there seems to be some people that had a problem with like my potential conversions, and then I did a picture side by side of the clones versus the snowtroopers, and there's really no difference in height or anything else. If anything, the snowtroopers are more bulky because they have more cloak and flowing cloak thing going on, which you can draw a line of sight to more easily. But anyway, so yeah, I've started working on them at least. I'm not going to have them. This is pretty much what they're going to be for the tournament. Let me get this more here. I pretty much just did a wash over the bases, excuse me, and then I painted the rims. So I got like red team and gold team, and then I've got blue and silver for my main squad since they all otherwise look the same. So that's kind of how I got them set up for that upcoming tournament. And then what else do we got going on? That's kind of it really for, I guess, gaming wise and stuff like that. Like I said, then as far as the channel goes and the page, I'll continue sharing stuff on the page for sure. And like I said, even though I'm going to kind of like take a step back from playing 40K, I'll still be working on 40K projects as well as trying to get caught up with my army. Plus, I'm not as excited about the new kind of leaked photo that everybody's picking apart, just because I'm so behind on models and stuff already, and then I don't have other models. I kind of need to. Well, I'm just so far behind. Like I'm like just the thought of more Primaris stuff coming out is kind of daunting in a lot of ways. So, and then other than that, then what else? Oh, the channel itself. I definitely gonna try to get more content up as I can. Like I said, unfortunately, because my work is. You're trying to clean your face. This side. Because work is so busy, or so intensive or time intensive, and then with 3 kids running around, it's definitely hard to maintain the content on a regular basis as much as I'd like to. And just future things going forward, looking ahead, it's going to be really hard to keep. But I'm going to keep pushing content when I can, so I definitely appreciate all the support anybody gives and subscribing to the channel and stuff like that. Hopefully I'll hit that magic 500 and continue on and eventually hit that 1,000 so I can get a little bit of pocket change, I guess, because even then, even though you hit 1,000 subscribers, you have to maintain 4,000 hours of watch time for them to even monetize. So even if you hit the 1,000, you still have to do a lot more. But at the very least, I could at least link my Teespring, which I have some kind of t-shirts and stuff there that people can pick up, which if anybody knows anything else, other places where you can have t-shirts made and sell and get a little bit of profit, because I'm not the biggest fan of Teespring because they don't have a huge selection, and I usually have to set the cost at a low enough cost where people will buy them. But then like a product like I recently made a t-shirt, for example, that's selling for $18. It's a cool t-shirt and all, but $18 to me for a t-shirt is pretty steep, and the profit off of it is 55 cents. The suggested price that they put on it was like $23 or $26 or something like that. And I was like, no way, nobody's going to pay that for a t-shirt. Even at 18, I doubt very many people are going to pick one up. Maybe they just don't like the shirt in general, but still, $18 is a pretty steep price, I think, for just a t-shirt. All right, back to it. So, yeah, I just think that's kind of a ridiculously high price to pay for just a t-shirt, but I put it as low as I could, and like I said, it's 55 cents, so it's whatever. But I'm more making it just to share again, like some of my, like the specific one is of my homebrew chapter, the Star Commanders, with my Lieutenant Luxano, or Buzzarilius Luxano. And so that way, if people are interested, they can get a shirt like that and wear and share the love of that homebrew chapter that seems to rub some people the wrong way and other people love it. So obviously, like, I know I'm not the first one to paint that scheme, but I'm definitely going hard into the paint with the scheme, the lore, the name, like all of it. So so that's where I'm going with that. And then, see, this is part of that distracting thing I was talking about in the other videos. Like, it's not too bad, but it got pretty bad like the first videos we made. So, but yeah, so again, I guess I'll just end the video at this, and I'll be making at least 2 other videos. One will be my New Year's hobby resolution video, and then the one after that, I'm going to do kind of like probably like a top 5 like favorite models that came out in 2019. So, yeah, so look for those. Those should be coming soon, like very soon. And then, like I said, hopefully some more content. And then, as well as kind of a tour of the workspace and how I got everything set up here. So, and I got, with all that said, until next time. You gonna say bye?